Well, it has been a little bit since I've forgotten to hit the record button. The good news is, as you guys know here live, the YouTube side's not going to miss much. We didn't have any trouble in the re-sign phase or anything like that. And in terms of free agents, there really wasn't much going on there. So I am going to give in to some pressures and say, let's go ahead. Honestly, I'm going to turn off injuries too. Let's give into some pressures. We'll turn draft class quality and generated prospect quality up to medium, just to see if we can get a few more people into the mix. Because otherwise, yeah, it's been very, very few and far between, right? In terms of some good players that we've been able to bring in. We do have a couple of options out to coaches, stuff like that, and a couple of free agents, but I think medium bottom six was the best we really did. Defense was really light, goaltenders, a couple of decent options, but we've had some turnover that'll affect the team a little bit, especially with goalies. We've said goodbye to Mac Guzda, said goodbye to Cooley as well. So let's take a look at what we have here. Again, we are really, really thin on defense at this time. Goalies next year are going to be Lidstrom and Laura Kynan. So Lidstrom, let's work on that athletic category. That is the worst aspect of your game, but a 6'4" goalie who might pan out. I won't complain about that. Especially too, he's 23, so he's still got some dev time left. Laura Kynan's got to work on that puck control. Now, there is a chance that we're going to have to ask not only the defender that we turned into a forward to move back, we might have to ask some other forwards to move over to defense. Well, no, I've been good with it, man. I think the system's really nice, especially knowing like stuff like this you don't have to do, but it does make kind of dumb fringe challenges like this look pretty decent and possible, which was not the case before. So I do like the changes quite a bit. Could they be a little bit better in certain regards? Of course, but they're not bad. Maybe a little bit tedious for some, but again, makes a challenge like this look like it's not the dumbest idea. It's just a dumb idea as opposed to the dumbest. We've never had a UDFA only challenge go 5 years before. All right, we're not going to be able to talk to DeRipos, who we did just sign. He is a medium starter, but he's only a 52. So defensively, Arbor Jacki, who just got a $7.6 million deal with a no-trade clause, so we could keep him. Arbor, what the hell can we have you work on this year? His skating's fine. His shooting got a bit better. I'm going to go puck skills, especially because his deking has continued to take a pretty big hit. Let's see. Find the number of X factors you can have a player go for limited. Yeah, that's been a big one. No born leader, no truck, no ice pack. Well, ice pack, you can get the blocking up through stat goals, but you can't get them to develop ice pack. So I am hoping that they expand that this year. It would kind of suck to have to wait till 26 to get that, but it's a start. Let's see, Zamula. Let's work on that skating a little bit, buddy. Just a bit. Be a touch better. Petro Sapala. Skating's looking good. Let's go for that offensive awareness just to make you more well-rounded here. So, yeah, like I said, some of those forwards, and we did have to cut some guys like Navrin Mutter, guys like that. Maybe it would have been worth keeping them to try and develop them into defense. I don't think our defense is actually that bad. It's just we don't have people to take like that next step up, Wish there was a team-wide challenge for the playoffs. That'd be cool. I mean, all you have is the coach goal of like, hey, make the playoffs, win the cup, stuff like that. Torre, let's work on your skating as well. Oh, it's very satisfying when a player actually switches to what you want them to be. That's for sure. Luca Fantilli still hanging around. Decent skater. work on that shooting category, buddy, because you got nothing in that regard. Nothing at all. Fleming. Skating's good. Let's work on that awareness, which is still horrific. Yeah, this will be the big year of can we get certain players to move back to the position type that we know works best for them. Let's see, and then Kasperitis, holy shit, you cannot skate. On the cusp of making the NHL, but you can't skate. That's a bit of a problem. It's just a little bit of a problem. Blomqvist, going to be skating for him too. Case in point. Over under win. I mean, we'll hit 30 wins again. We've done that pretty consistently. But I don't know, man. I mean, we did just take a hit in terms of how good our goalies are, though, so maybe not. Especially for that reason, I'm not thinking we'll make the playoffs. But 30 wins should be within reach again, depending on off-season development. So. All right. Pierrick Dubé still has his ability for the moment. He is an electric offensive player. Got to work on that shooting a little bit, I think. See, shot to Swerve Strickland. Not doing it at the moment, though. The temptation to hit the old Nana dance will be too strong, and I have shit to focus on. Hunter McCown. Skating's not bad. He's pretty damn well-rounded. Needs to work on his shooting. Needs to work on the shooting. So let's do that. Work on your shooting here, Mr. McCown. System Martin's going to really be pushing for an NHL spot this year, but my fucking God, can he not skate? And that's where I think we might lose this challenge. It's just these guys can't fucking skate. They're such low overalls that it takes forever to try and build up that skating. And no like player type change or anything like that improves skating. So, except for the goalies, I suppose. Olsen, yep, guess what? Work on skating. I mean, it makes the off-season training pretty easy. Just work on your skating. Everybody. Learn how to skate, please. Left wing side, Arshdeep Bains, again, up to an 89, an absolute beast. Shooting category. Shooting category for Arshdeep Bains. They didn't listen to, they never, grew up watching the movie Miracle. Legs feed the wolf. Georgie hit 30 goals this year, which is really nice. And I don't know how the hell you did it because your shot accuracy isn't that great. One thing I hope they fix about the draft is not have all late round picks like it's skating and face off. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest things, like, I'll be honest, like, that I've been pushing for as of late. I pushed for it when I was in Seattle. We need a draft overhaul desperately. Again, whether that means the potential system goes to NBA style ceiling floor potentials. It's just, it shouldn't be a guarantee that a top 5 pick's an awesome player. And, the 7th round picks, even if they have a decent potential, it shouldn't be like, oh, well, he's never going to be usable because his skating's in the fucking 60s. Oh, Toporowski. Shooting category is good. You just don't shoot the fucking puck. As a sniper, I should tell him to shoot more. Actually, how many shots did he have last year? 205. He's got to shoot the puck more. There's other things he can work on, but he has to shoot the puck more. Please. Please. Let's see, Raklovsky, still got to work on your skating, buddy. Please. One of the slowest guys we have at the NHL level because of the sub-80 acceleration. Hoffman, learn how to skate. Learn how to skate, my friend. That goes for pretty much everybody, doesn't it? Radulov, who we just signed. You're not going to believe it. Work on your skating. Where the hell's Barb Underhill when you need her? Wild. You're not going to believe it, buddy. At 5'8", I need you to be good at skating. Please. God. Cullen. These guys can't fucking skate, man. They can't skate. It's horrific. Andy Rhodes, basic builds for top 5 picks sucks when you have 78, 80 face off for some reason. Center straps that. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Totally agree. Jackson Kavanaugh, let's work on that skating, buddy. You are atrocious. And for centers, Maximum Sass. Hello. Tape to tape and bounce back. Max Sasson, the assassin, turning into a really key player for us here. Let's go, Max. Let's see, Ty Glover, skating's not bad. Let's work on that shooting category, buddy. This guy can skate fast and hit hard. That's pretty much all he can do, but I appreciate him for it. Pack Ford. And we don't want him as a sniper. Ideally, he's a playmaker, but for the moment, he's a sniper. Let's have him work on his physical category. Because we're going to try to change him back to a playmaker. But I'd still like him to be a bit more well-rounded. All right, game, please. Wheatcroft. Learn how to skate. Learn how to skate, Chase. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. McAllister, decent skater. Puck skills. Puck skills for Ryan McAllister. He needs to improve his offensive defense. He needs to improve a lot of things. And then Nolan Burke, who once upon a time earned himself Silver Schneip. Let's work on physicality, man. Especially he's refused to change off of two-way for a very long time. Let's work on physicality for Nolan Burke. And in the system, a whole lot of natural centers here. Matt Ackerstrom, skating. So much skating all the time. Here we are. Skloder. He's not bad. I mean, at least this guy can skate at this point, but he's still got some work to do there. Comparison to other players, he's not that bad. Nick Stone, you're not going to believe it, Nicky. Learn how to skate, buddy. Learn how to skate, please. Please, please, please. Arneson, not a bad skater. Still needs to get better. Not bad. You see, there's this thing called edge work. Improve your skating tremendously. Oli Salio. Work on your skating, sir. Arvidsson. Sidekick. Work on your skating. Nikulin. Work on your skating. Oh my god. We need an emote for that. It's just a fucking ice skate. Jaden Hayes. Work on your skating. Alright. Kennons. Work on your skating. Could be expanded. We can get 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounders. Honestly, that might be necessary to succeed in a challenge like this. I'm probably not going to make that switch on this occasion. But yeah, in theory, instead of it being a UDFA challenge, you could essentially call it the long shots challenge of late round draft picks and UDFAs. That's definitely an idea that would probably generate better results. Let's be honest, but let's be honest. There we go. Off-season training in the books for everybody, except for Campoli. I lied, and we can't talk to Campoli anyway. So we march, and we move to next season after we handle these contracts. RFAs. Oh, shit, I actually don't have any RFAs. I guess all of them signed. Well, We are going to need a cap whale for the first time in a while. 43-year-old Evgeny Malkin. I'd rather go with like Dmitry Yaskin because he's not going to want to play at the NHL level. So it's the best that has been achieved. Like 35 wins, which is okay, all things considered. Like we haven't been that far off from being a playoff team. Shockingly. But, all right, let's see if Yaskin is enough to make sure that we're cap compliant. Barely, but he is. Barely counts. So thank you, Dmitry Yaskin, for saving the bacon. We needed that. We desperately needed that. All right, let's see. All this loads. All this loads. And we'll see what the next season has in store for us. So, roster moves. In goal, Lidstrom up to a 79, Lorikainen a 77, Chubasov a 73, and then the others are all kind of log-jammed right now. But we do have at least two decent younger goalies to build around. Defense, Jacki Zamula Sapalapuli. Bunch of depth. Kasparaitis isn't ready. Yeah, I mean, we're hurting. We are hurting. That's for sure. Right wing side, Dubé, McCown. Martin's still not ready. Right side, Baines, Merkelov, Toporowski, Vrklovsky. Nobody else down there is ready. Those low elites really did not pan out. Okay. Let's see. That's 10, 11, 12. We'd have to call up one more forward to be a healthy scratch. Could be the enforcer, old Nick Stone. I guess we'll kind of base it off of preseason development. So, I mean, again, we do have a choice. Do we try to get these lower rated guys to get boosted up that much more? Or do we boost up who we already have and hope to make the NHL team that much better? That is true. We did turn off injuries. You're right. Boost up who we already have. Or try to boost up the depth. Honestly, I'm not sure. Goals for the season and player types. That's a big thing for us this year. Henrik Lidstrom is going to be on the NHL roster this year. That's decided. So just stay on the roster. That is your goal. Not going to have you try to win an award because it's not going to happen. Can I talk about your play style? So switching him to a hybrid appears to no longer have an impact. Unless that was happening before. But I am going to try to switch him over to a hybrid goalie. If it doesn't have an impact, then whatever. At least he's a hybrid. I don't know if it'll make him any better, but we can at least try. Sami Lorikainen. Pretty much going to have the similar goals. 9-10 save percentage will actually be his target. Can we talk about play style? Switch him to a butterfly. We'll see if it has any sort of effect. If not, is what it is, right? But maybe he gets that attribute boost anyway. Chubasov. Don't got to worry about a season goal for you in the AHL. Play style. Switch to butterfly. Try to get those attributes up there. That was happening before. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Khalil Gilbert. On ice play. Try to switch your play style to get you that attribute boost. What's really funny is you can only switch between hybrid and stand-up. There is no, or hybrid and butterfly. There is no stand-up boost, which is really interesting to me because it doesn't make much sense as to why it wouldn't be there. You know? But the good news is, so far, every single goalie, 5 for 5, we'll see if Doripos makes it 6 for 6, has been willing to listen about trying to change play style, which again can fetch them those extra attributes. Every single goalie was willing to listen and try to switch. No guarantees that they do, but that's promising. For the defense, Arbor Jackeye is still an enforcer. If we could get him to switch to a two-way, that would be nice. Because at least a two-way or a defensive defenseman, because at least he'd still be strong there. We've been doing the meme of, hey, can he be an OFD? If we were to switch him to an OFD, his rating would plummet. So, stat challenge, 30 assists. I mean, he'd get a nice passing boost. And for on-ice play style, he's not willing to change. Okay. So, fair enough. Yegor Zamula is an example of this. As a defensive defenseman, he's not so hot. If we can get him back to a two-way, that would be great. So let's try that. Yegor, your goal for the season, X Factor Challenge. 40 assists, probably way too much, but let's try it. And your goal, in terms of play style, he's not willing to listen, so that's the downside. His attributes went up, but his overall is staying lower. Sapala, he is a two-way. If we could switch him back to a DFD, that would be wonderful. So, goal for the season, stat challenge, 30 assists probably isn't going to happen, so just block shots. And in terms of the on-ice play style, offensive is 50-50, so is defensive. So we definitely want to try for the defensive. Okay, so Sapala is willing to try to switch back to a DFD, which would be great. His overall will go up that much more. Valtteri Puli is a two-way. Same thing. If we can switch him back to DFD, his rating will go up even more. And all of a sudden, our defense will actually be looking half decent. So get Valtteri to block shots. Are you willing to listen about being a DFD again? No. Okay. It's a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. Jabril Torre is a DFD at best. Change him to a two-way, an offensive defenseman. His rating is going to plummet. He is best as a DFD, but again, I would love the attribute boost that he could get from being a two-way. He's not willing to listen. Okay, that's fine. Luca Fantilli is currently a defensive defenseman. At best, change him to a two-way. So, similar goal for him. Stat challenges here. Work on blocking shots. We're going full Tortorella mode. On ice. Play style. Both very risky. Can we go two-way? And Fantilli's not willing to listen. Damn. Okay. And then Joe Fleming is currently a DFD. If he's willing to become a two-way, cool. Otherwise, not much going on there. So, stat challenge, same as always. Block shots. And on-ice play. Play style. Two-way is very risky. Offensive, very risky. Two-way. Not willing to listen. Okay, so not much luck so far on trying to max out these guys. Kasperitis is currently a two-way, which isn't too bad. If he's willing to switch to a DFD, he would benefit from that a lot. He's not willing to try either. Damn, we're having some bad luck here. Blomqvist is currently a DFD. Try to switch him to a two-way if we can. I didn't want a season goal. Fuck. Did not want a season goal for you. On ice play. Play style. Two-way. Dude, none of these guys are willing to listen right now. That's tough. That's real tough. Hagelin currently a two-way. I'd also like him to be a lefty, not a righty. So let's see. Position. Lefty. Not willing to listen. That's not a good sign. Play style. DFD. Excuse me. I'm allergic to their bullshit. They will not listen to me. And that's putting us into an even worse spot. See if Linden's willing to try to become a two-way. Problem is, it's like, at least fucking try and then say, oh, I couldn't do it, coach. Like, at least be willing to try. It's just not happening. Right wing side, Pierrick Dubé is a legit first liner now. He's in as a playmaker. He does have really good defensive awareness. Would it be the dumbest thing in the world to try to get him to be an offensive defenseman? Probably. But I'm intrigued. I am intrigued if we could get him to become an offensive defenseman, or technically a playmaking DFD. Because his defensive awareness has skyrocketed. We might have to check. Pierrick, your goal for the season is going to be X Factor related. We are looking at 60 assists. Can I get you to try to switch? Because I don't want you to switch off of a playmaker. It's not worth it for him at his overall. He is not willing to change the play style. Are you willing to change to a defenseman? No. All right, well, it was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. Hunter McCown. A really good argument that Hunter McCown would be a pretty damn good defenseman. There's a decent little argument there. Right wing's fine. Could argue right wing center, but I mean, if I could get him to switch. So, Hunter, your goal for the year, it's not going to be worth doing anything X Factor related. You're not going to be able to get those points. Try 30 assists. But in terms of play style, he's not willing to listen. In terms of position, are you willing to become a defenseman? Even center is risky, right, D? Nope. All right. Well, we tried with Hunter there, too. Didn't quite work. In the system, Martin. Right wing, left wing's fine. He's currently as a power forward, which makes sense. Physicality is the name of the game for him. I don't know if he's going to make it up to the NHL lineup or not. We'll see. Martin, your play style. Very risky, very risky, very risky, very convincing for grinder. See if we can get him back to a grinder. All right, cool. So he is willing to try to become a grinder again, which again would give him attributes and certain boosts. Still a very fitting play style. Joakim Lamala. Playmaker does make the most sense for him. I mean, if we could get some other attributes up there, that would be cool. But his overall will nosedive if I switch him off a playmaker. Everything there is very risky. I think we just leave him then. No notes, Joakim. Just you do you, buddy. Dmitry Askin, we don't have to care about. Ahmad Olsen. Clearly should be a playmaker. Clearly. If we can get him to switch to playmaker, cool. But, like, clearly his overall would go up if he was a playmaker. Which is listed as very risky, but whatever. And he's not willing to change. Playmaker, are you sure? I know how to pass the puck, but what do you mean? Baines. Still listed as a playmaker, which is fair. I mean, it works for him. He could be a playmaker. He could be a two-way. He could be a power forward. He could be anything you like. He could be an unbelievable defenseman. Not sure we want a defenseman with close quarters and big rig. But given that he has shut down and stick him up, Good work. Top defenseman Archdeep Baines. It might have to happen. Your goal for the season. I cannot get you to develop an X Factor. I keep forgetting. So your goal for the season is a stat challenge. 50 goals, 60 assists. Jesus Christ. Try blocking a shot, I guess? That's probably the most likely. But on ice play, can we change play style? No, we cannot. Can we change position? No. It's worth a shot, but yeah, not going to happen. Georgi Merkulov, currently a playmaker, which is fine. Could also be a sniper, could also be a two-way. So let's see if we can switch him to anything. But he did score 30 goals last year. Let's see, X Factor challenge. 50 goals for Gold Schneip. 40 assists for third eye might be the most likely. Georgie, are you willing to change player type? No. Are you willing to be a defenseman? Georgie, lefty. No. If we get somebody to switch over, though, we'll be in a pretty good spot. Raklovsky. Left wing center could be justifiable. His skating did finally go up a little bit. He's currently a playmaker, which is fair. I'd say two-way, but all he has is defensive awareness. He really should still be a playmaker. Changing player type isn't worth the risk because otherwise his rating will go down. It is what he's best at. Putting this guy on defense as well with that lack of skating, the lack of stick checking, there's pretty much no notes for him. It's just be a playmaker, try to get assists. It's not really worth fucking around with this guy anymore. So we'll look for 40 assists from Jakob this year. Yeah, not really worth screwing around with him. Toporowski. It's listed as a sniper. In theory, it's his best position. Yeah, there's really nothing to change. There's really nothing to change aside from LOL, will you play defense? But he's going to be a god-awful defenseman because of that defensive awareness. So the only thing to do for Toporowski is, hey, please, have you figured out how to score goals? We're looking for 30 of them, buddy. See, in the system, Hoffman, playmaker, is his best player type. Not much to change there. His defensive awareness isn't terrible, but again, I don't think his overall is high enough for him to be better on defense than who we already have. So we don't have a goal for him at this point. Noah Wild, playmaker. If I could get him to change to sniper or two-way, that wouldn't be the worst. Let me see. He might be worth the change for. He's not willing to change. Okay. Set in his ways. Cullen. Listed as a power forward, which is his best option, although we can get him to a grinder. That would also work. Are you willing to go grinder? Nope. Okay. Shit. This is just so inconsistent. You could argue it just hasn't been worth it. Sniper's best for Rhodes. No notes. Nothing to do there. Kavanaugh, still a defenseman. For the love of God, we need you to go back to defense, actually. We need you to. A left wing defensive defenseman. Are you willing to go back to defense here, pal? Are you willing? Lefty? Okay, thank God he's willing to try. Thank you, Jackson. It was funny to move you to left wing to try to get you to develop faster, but didn't work. Glad he's willing to listen. Maximum Sass. Currently listed as a two-way, which, yeah, is phenomenal for him. You could also argue the game would love to see him as a playmaker. Maybe even a power forward. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look. So play style, not willing to listen on anything new. Is he the one that's going to be willing to be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll be a defender? Because he would have a high rating. Lefty? No. All right. Well, then, Max, your goal for the year is going to be tied to assists. No surprise there. 40 assists to get third eye. There you go. Okay. Ty Glover up to an 84. His skating has gone up even more. Center left wing's good. Power forward is a good player type for him. If we could get him back to grinder, that would be good. He doesn't have the defense to be able to succeed at being a defender. So let's see. Long-term stat challenge. Let's go out there and block shots, hopefully. And on ice play, can we get you to switch to a grinder? We lost the 50-50. Hate to see it. The amount of 50-50s I lose is crazy. Parker Ford, we switched you to a sniper previously. We need you back as a playmaker. That is easily your best position. Long-term goal, X Factor challenge. Let's work for those 40 assists. Can we switch you back to a playmaker after getting you a shooting boost earlier? Playmaker's very convincing. All right, cool. See, I do like when players are just like, yeah, you never should have changed me out of that position anyway. Of course I'll move back. McAllister. Center left wing's not bad. He's listed as a two-way. There's an argument for grinder or power forward if he'll switch. So let's see. Long-term goal, stat challenge for the year. Go face-off percentage. But let's see. On ice, play style. Sniper's very risky. Power forward's very risky. Grinder's very risky. He's probably going to play bottom six. Let's go grinder. No. Outside chance, Ryan. Are you willing to be a defenseman? Whoops. Well, fuck that up. He's a good center. He's going to switch to left wing. Oh, he's a decent center at a 72. Well, fuck that one up. Sorry, Ryan. Wheatcroft. I mean, as a grinder, yeah, that's not bad. Grinder is probably the best suited position for him as opposed to power forward. Doesn't have the best skating in the world. You could argue two-way because his defensive awareness isn't that bad. All right, so Wheatcroft, are you? Let's see. Season goal, long-term. We'll go stat challenge. Go with the face-offs. Are you willing to become a two-way? No, you're not. Are you willing to play defense? No. I'm not going to get a single guy to be able to switch, am I? Nolan Burke. Center left wing is good. Two-way is his best player type. Nolan, maybe your calling is as an elite defenseman. Maybe. No, it is not. At least you don't think so. Which means it isn't. Stat challenge. We'll give you the face-off one then. Bummer. Can't get any half-decent forwards to switch to defense, and we need defenders. Mr. Bear Schroeder. Terrible center. Terrible. Listed as a sniper, which, no. I mean, really, he should be a two-way. He should be a two-way. That'd be his best rating. I shouldn't have set a goal because it doesn't matter. I mean, I guess your goal would be stay on the NHL roster, except you're not even on the NHL roster right now, so that's a little bit weird, but we don't have to talk about that. Play style. Two-way is listed as very risky, but that's what's best for you. Lost the very risky. Fuck it. Are you willing to be a defenseman? Nope. I can't get a win right now. I am taking more L's than the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. Nick Stone. Or conversely, the Boston Bruins against the Florida Panthers. Nick Stone, the big-ass center. who should not be a center. He's listed as an enforcer, which also probably shouldn't be the case. This guy should be a two-way right wing. Maybe a defenseman. I just don't know what I want to put him as then. Play style. Are you willing to go two-way? It's listed as very risky. Not willing to go for a two-way. Are you willing to change position? Right wing is risky. Fuck it. Are you going to be the defenseman that I need? Okay. Apparently we can try to change the enforcer center to an enforcer right defenseman, Nick Stone. We might finally be getting a win here. I don't know if he'll be that much better on defense, but he does have 91 defensive awareness. So that overall might go up a decent amount. So there we go. We finally got a win out of it. Arneson, playmaker. That's right. He needs to add right wing because he cannot fucking take faceoffs. So position. Are you willing to add right wing? Yes. Thank you, Pierce. Pair him with Arbor and have an all enforcer pairing. Those two just punching the shit out of everybody. I'm so here for it. It's our only way of winning. Oli Salio. Listed as a sniper, which is totally fair. Maybe power forward. Should also be a left wing. So let's talk power forward and left wing. He is not willing to switch off a sniper. Is he willing to try to be a left wing? Nope. Okay, thank you, you very stubborn Finn. Arvidsson, who we just signed. Listed as a sniper, which I kind of see. I think two-way would be better. Two-way right wing or two-way right D? Let's see. Play style. You're willing to be a two-way? Fucking of course not. Are you willing to try to be a right defenseman? Nope. No, he's not. Thank you, Johan. Appreciate you. By the way, Jaden Hayes did go up 5 points to a 70, so he benefited quite a bit from being in the AHL. That was nice. Shouldn't be a sniper. Should probably be a two-way. Two-way right wing, maybe even two-way right D. Let's see. Let's see. Are you willing to be a two-way here? Nope. Could try a right wing, but I'm willing to try defense first just because we need defenders. And Jaden's not willing to listen to fucking anything. Can't afford to spend a season upgrading these guys' adaptabilities when they're overall so low. Exactly, that's the problem, is the low adaptability is killing us, but the lower overalls are also killing us. Nikulin as a two-way. Sure, you could argue playmaker or sniper. Playmaker, sniper, and should probably be a left wing or a left D. So let's see. Play style. Nope. Can I change you to a left defenseman just because we need more defensemen? Nope. Fuck. Come on. Kennons. Oleg Kennons. Center left wing. That's good. Listed as a two-way. That's probably fair as well. Are you willing to go left D? Please? I'm going to double check play style. Very risky, very risky. Yeah, all across the board, it's very risky. Are you willing to be a lefty? Hey, we got one. Oleg Kennons. Willing to try to be a left defenseman. Now, you could argue, is he going to be that much better than someone that's a medium seventh? I also have no idea how the fuck the potential is going to work. But I'm intrigued. Let's see. Clint Wilcox. Two-way is pretty accurate. Center left wing, if not a left defenseman. Let's see. Any other play types? Nope, they're all very risky. All right. Can we get you on defense as well? No. All right. Well, Clint did not want to be as cooperative here. We got Bales. Gary Bales listed as a playmaker. That's probably fair. We got to see if we can add left wing to this guy. Or maybe defense. Maybe defense. Just to find out. Hey, Gary's also willing to listen. I am very intrigued to see what these potentials do. There you go, Gary. Cooper Madden did not take the big step up last year. He's listed as a playmaker. He's a right-handed shot. Oh, Cooper. Player types, all of them are listed as very risky. Let's just try two-way. Are you willing to be... Yeah, more lefties for the team. We don't have enough. Are you willing to try right defense? No. Nope. And then last guy here is Cole Campoli, who's listed as a grinder, which might be fair. He's a left-handed shot. As always, let's just take a look. Play style, can we change it to anything? No, we cannot. Can we change you... I think I said he was a left-handed shot, right? Caught looking at chat and already forgot. He's not willing to change anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay. So we got a couple of guys willing to change the defense, but for the most part, we didn't have a ton of success there. In terms of development, I think I just want to go with making the guys that we already have that much better. If not, having this be the first time that we're investing in our goalies. Might be the right time to finally invest in those goalies here. If we make them that much better, we could be a playoff team this year. I'm going to send down Luca Fantilli. Although he could benefit. Because, yeah, it's like, how much better are some of these guys really going to get? You know? Like with the low elites and stuff like that? I just don't know. Like Martin might hit NHL level. Already drained -8 from deking. That's another element too. Like maybe if there's somebody with one of the really good potentials. But like this low elite in Kavanaugh, I have no faith in the low elites developing at all. Not at all. But the medium 6 in Hayes did go up by a lot last year, which was nice. So if we bump him up, and then Martin, or I'd have to choose probably Martin to see if he would benefit from the boost. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it with who we already have on the roster this year if we were to go for that boost or we go for the goalie boost. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe the goalie boost, actually. Now that I think about it. Let's go for that goalie boost. We'll send those 3 down. Not too worried about the super low deking, but again, like I don't know. I'm starting to think that boosting up, the lower guys, like it's not necessarily not worth it, but it hasn't been so far. We need to set up our lines since we know what the roster is going to be this year for the most part. So nobody's scratched. Let's see, 4th line. Burke, Wheatcroft, McAllister, McCown. Maybe we'll just go Burke on a slightly higher line then. Keep that 4th line together. That means Burke is the 3rd line center. Glove is a 3rd liner. Roklovsky's a 3rd liner. Honestly, that works. We don't have a proper right wing on that line, but that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Who has the best face-offs? It is Burke. So Roklovsky, Burke, and Glover. Merkelhoff. Could do Toporowski, Merkelhoff, Ford. I mean, in theory, that line should do well. And then Bain, Sasson, Dubé. Looks like it could be an unreal top line. Defense, Zamula, Jackeye, Sapalapuli, Torre, and Fleming. We'll boost up the goalies this year. It's not that bad. AHL will just go best lines. Actually, since there's no injuries, let's get Dmitry Askin out of there for Olsen. We can, again, sort it up by potentials with injuries off now. So Let's see. Olsen's a low 6. I mean, honestly, maybe even overall. I don't know. Like those low elites, I'm really, really down on them, as I think you can probably tell. But I guess we'll focus on the medium bottom 6s to be the one that take a seat. Problem is, a lot of our better players are the medium bottom 6s, so that kind of scares me. Let's see. Nikulin, if we were to take you out on the right, we don't have anybody to worry about. Lamala at center. We have Wilcox as a medium bottom 6. Bales, medium bottom 6. Madden, the low elite. Campoli, low 6. So we'll get Campoli in there. And then we'll take out Nikulin from Madden. He'll end up being on the top line this year. And then Wild's 24. Arneson's only 21. So Noah Wild, left wing side. We got Cullen as a medium bottom 6. Rhodes, and then Kavanaugh, who might end up being a defenseman sooner rather than later. But that means these top dudes that are all bottom 6s, you go down to the lower lines. We know that Kavanaugh and Madden, the low elites, need to be higher up with Hayes. That works. Honestly, I think that right there works, basically. Hayes technically has better face-offs. Of course, the face-offs are going to be a fucking disaster, but the AHL, I'm not too worried. 60, 66, 62, okay. Defense, we do still have a forward playing defense right now. That being Johan Arvidsson, which, whatever. Goalies Chubasov and Gilbert. Okay, let's optimize it with head coaches, and then we'll see what the team ends up looking like this year. So let's see. NHL head coach. Perot. Actually, you know what? I don't even care. We have an A+ in Richter. So Richter is going to be the coach. Got our 2 goalie coaches. AHL-wise, bump up Perot. He's a 57. Or Darby is a 64. So Roy Darby will be the coach there. Bump that up to help out the NHL a lot. Although, yeah, we'll bump you down. There we go. So the coaching staff still looks good on both sides. Let's do that goalie boost. And let's also do season goal. What does the coach think? Coach doesn't think we're a playoff team yet. Let's do... So again, goalie focus is a +2 guaranteed to everything. The offensive defensive awareness minus the wrist shot. I mean, yeah, really it is the 5v5 focus is the only one that's really worth it. You could argue the strength training too for the discipline hit, but yeah, let's make our goalies a little bit better for the first time since we have built these guys up. Not quite from scratch, but close to it. And we'll send them to the start of the season and see what we look like as a finalized product for the season. Let's see. I am intrigued. What do we got? What do we have? All right. So the lines for this year. Baines, Sasson, Dubé, Toporowski, Merkelov, Ford, Klofsky, Burke, Glover, McAllister, Wheatcroft, McCown. It's looking pretty good. Defense, Samula, Jacki, Sapala, Pooley, Torrey, Fleming. Looking all right. In goal, Lidstrom up to an 81. Laura Kynan a 79. We could make the playoffs. Especially if those guys on the top line are really able to carry. I don't think there's any doubt we could make the playoffs.